We are gathered here today, my friends, for another episode, another quick pep talk slash rant slash lecture from my bar, this one, from the fly dresser Vanessa. Yeah, man, it's a good Friday. Just hit 12 in the afternoon. Figure why wait? Go grab some lunch. Go grab some items from the bank. And just get out and get me some vitamin D, man. Just trying to figure out if I want to continue to let this hair grow. It's been about a good year. Yeah. I actually cut my beard earlier this year. I shouldn't have done that. But it's cool, it's fine, you know. All grows back, you know. But how's everybody doing, man? You know, the weekend's here. You know, I'm pretty sure everyone's ready for a happy hour and whatnot, you know. We had a whole lot of rain over the past, you know, pretty much the whole month of June. There was so much rain. And, you know, now things are a little bit drier. Not so humid. The air is not so, that sticky moisture, that humid feeling. So, yeah, man. Probably start taking the tarot cards out. Taking the camera out to the park, to the beach, start shooting some videos and things like that. Really, it's so funny. It's like, again, these are the things that people listen to. Like when you say you're gonna do something that gives people the opportunity. That's like a basketball player coming down one end of the court to the other end of the court. The other team has to have a defender set up to block them from scoring. So, you know, it's kind of a similar thing in life. You know, we upload our content, or we create content, and people get to sit around and enjoy them, and, you know, we influence them. You know, that's the part of being an influencer in the culture. You know, I talk about being the honor roll goody two-shoes student back in elementary. And even in middle school, this is so embarrassing to, like, say, but, like, you know, I had a lot of friends. You know, I spoke about overcoming bullies and moving from Miami, moving up to Broward and things like that. And, you know, some of the people that I'm still friends with today that survived, you know, man, they loved me, man. They loved my energy, man. Getting to know these people, these new kids and things like that were my age, 12 and 13. And me speaking about certain things and saying different words, and people actually thought I had my own different language. And they used to, I don't know, like, people would get so excited and so happy when I would, like, crack jokes, or I would speak, or I would use this, like, pig Latin type language. All my friends started using it. People were just random that I didn't even know. Oh, you that boy? I'm like, oh yeah. And it's so funny, so reactionary, so many things that I just used to do off the cuff that became a staple, man. Even 20 years later, it's so funny. It's so funny and it's embarrassing. I'm not even gonna repeat it on camera. It's just, you know, certain words I would extend. Or, like, instead of walking around calling people N-words all day, I would just say nig. What's up, nig? Or, like, when somebody do something really outrageous, I'll be like, instead of goddamn, I'll be like, yeah, yeah. And all this other stuff, so many other different words. You would think that it's not so much, it's not so serious, but man, growing up, not having money and just being able to make things out of life, you know, say make things appear out of nowhere. You know, I didn't have a job at 12 years old or 13 years old, but I was able to take trips out of the state, you know, out of the area, you know, things like that. I was able to experience a lot of things growing up. You know, my mom gave me a lot of freedom. Pretty much, you know, from my understanding, she grew up very strict, you know, single mother household with her mom. Her mom was very strict, known in the neighborhood as a lady that did not play any games. So, I'm not sure how much that rubbed off on her and she passed it down to me. Maybe she was so restricted in her life. You know, it could be another reason why she had a child at a young age. You know, it's like being a pastor's daughter and then you finally get freedom. You get, like me, I was always a good child and the doctor's telling me that I'm gonna die right before my 18th birthday. Man, at 21, I drank, smoked, had sex, got tattoos, went out partying, club, everything that a good person was not supposed to do. So you telling me the good die young? God wanna get me out off this planet so fast that he afflicted me with a life-altering disease, and to go through so many experiments and so many different drugs and medications and things like that. I didn't want to be the person that has to go through whatever last bit of life I have, you know, taking pills and medications. They're encouraging me to do checkups every week, month, year, so they can keep track of how my body is changing and how it's morphing. You know, what's the whole medical industry? I don't know. Again, you know, all this that they're doing, modifying the human genome and all this stuff, it's like, don't use me as a guinea pig, I'm good. The medicine that I'm taking is making me weaker, making me worse off. Then I would have family members and friends that would beg me to take my medications again and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, half of these people are the ones that's stressing me out and making me even sicker. If you know anything about how the unseen affects the seen, your mental clarity, your emotional triggers, your spiritual space, all that stuff is affected, you know. Imagine if you trying to go to sleep at night, but literally next to your bed, you have the world's loudest dog barking for 6 hours straight from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. Simple concept for you to understand. That would drive you crazy, right? Imagine a man coming, or a woman coming home from work, because there's home dads. But really, what type of example am I really trying to give right now? I'm pretty sure you understand. Imagine a man coming home from a long day of work, and all he wants is a moment of silence. And that's the thing, like a man to be in a relationship with a woman for 15 years, and he can, you know, not necessarily get boring, but it's like we're trying to fix things and we're trying to better ourselves, and I can say something that can trigger you and you'll get up and walk away because you said I never spoke to you like this before. But that's the whole point of communication, especially when a relationship's on the rocks. What do? Things that you've never done before, like go to a therapist or a psychiatrist. Isn't the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist medicine? Psychiatrists issue medicine. Psychologists practice psychology. But yeah, that's the crazy part. It's like, oh, you never spoken to me like this before, and that's why the relationship is on the rocks, because we never expanded on our communication. You can't keep doing the same things over and over and over again. So it's like, not to make women feel bad, but I mean, you can get boring after 7 years, after 15 years, after 20 years. Even the man don't stay the same. Regardless of how much y'all try to act like y'all don't like sex, even though y'all love sex more than us. That's why God gave y'all a menstrual cycle to slow y'all down. But men, we change. You gotta show us the same things that you were showing us early in a relationship. Like, again, if a man has to change for you to marry him, or you have to change for somebody to marry you, then you shouldn't be getting married. The same way you met that person and you were supposed to ask all the questions that you were test drive and all that. I'm not against it. I don't want to get locked down in a situation with somebody that I'm not happy. I have 100 years of my life. They think 5 years is a long time, but I'm still looking at the other 95 years that I have to live. It's like, women are the ones that initiate divorces, usually because of sex or money or whatever the case may be. They call it irreconcilable differences. So it's like, You guys are the sex fiends on top of everything else. I'm gonna move past that whole sex thing. I don't want people to think. Again, you know, go through my content. Like, I would never be a male whore. I can count on my 10 fingers how many people I slept with in my life, and that's by choice. That doesn't mean I haven't had other things. But as far as like penetration and cheating and sleeping around with all these different people and being on drugs and all this stuff, I don't care if I do look like a pimp, or I don't care if I do look like a farmer. I don't care if I do look gorgeous. I was never that type of person. Not shallow like that. People always wonder why, you know, and opposites attract like that sometimes. I mean, you know, it's not always the woman that's beautiful. It's the man that's beautiful sometimes. You know, they wonder, why you with her? Ever since I was younger, why you with her? She don't got ass like this. She don't got lips like this. She don't got a butt like this. Look how you talking to me. I don't even know you. Like, we're in acting class. We supposed to be studying our script. I wrote this whole dialogue of this elevator scene, and you talk about something that you shouldn't even be talking about. Think I want to fail because you want to talk about sex? You wonder why I like my girlfriend? We have the same birthday, that's why. So she understands me and she gets me, and we get to talk crap to each other back and forth because that's what I like to do sometimes. She has an open mind. So, you know, these are the reasons why you will see men with women that you don't think they should be with. Even women, like, I don't know why women don't understand this. You pick the ugliest, richest dudes in the world. Like, you so dumb and bubblegum, you can't cook, clean, or do nothing. But my lady, well, I should say my ex, she put your furniture in your house. She worked for one of the biggest furniture companies in the world, Twin Star International. They freaking make fireplaces for people in Florida. Like, who in Florida needs a fireplace? But beyond that, you know, they do all types of centerpieces and dining room sets and all types of bar cabinets and things like that. Doing work with Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, all the biggest name brand stores you've ever heard of around the world. She put, that's what she does. She does inventory. She does order processing. She could be my secretary if she ever want to get on board with the business. So it's like, that's why I'm with this specific type of woman. Not a woman that can't chew bubblegum and walk downstairs in high heels at the same time. All she knows how to do is put on a tight yellow dress or skirt. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And guess what? Again, people look different in person than they do on camera. They've been saying the same thing for the past 40 years. Camera adds an extra 10, 15 pounds onto you. Oh my God, we met the celebrity in person and we didn't even know they had so much blemishes on their face. They use so much makeup on camera and all these other things. You can use different type of wide angle lenses, fisheye lenses, all types of filters for cameras. There's so many different cameras out there. There's more cameras than cars. But yeah, there's definitely a difference between meeting somebody in person and seeing them through a video. Just like it's a difference from talking to someone over the phone and talking to them in real life. So imagine what I look like in real life. Imagine what my kids' mother look like in real life. Don't stop nothing. Booty look like 2 pit bulls wrestling in a pillowcase. Dimples look like Moses parted the Red Sea. Come on, man. Yeah, man. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You know. Again, you know, don't take what I do or take what I say and think this is something personal. One of my greatest talents in life, and I thank God for this, is to be able to look at people and absorb information, absorb ideas, absorb actions, and then disperse it or live it in a different way. Like, I learn mistakes from people that's dumb enough to make mistakes so that I don't have to make those same mistakes. That's the whole purpose of history. History books and our grandfathers and grandmothers giving us advice, right? Right? Yeah. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, next subject, you know, what else should I talk about really quick? I already uploaded a couple videos in regards to content creators. Again, nothing new is nothing under the sun is new. I mean, a lot of this energy, a lot of the effort that we put into this life is recycled. People have to stop acting like they created the word "the," like they created the Webster Dictionary. Any of these content creators, I don't want to name names because then they'll try to clap back and then I have to end their whole careers. And we building right now. I don't want to blink somebody out of existence. But you know, you're not the end all be all. You know how much came before you. So people, stop running around. Look at the cat now. Stop acting like you created this. You came up with this. Now, if you created a brilliant idea and you patented it, or you wrote a book, or make sure you get it copywritten. Make sure you get it, you know, you have your stuff protected. But these people, man, and you'll have the biggest celebrity in the world come down to the slums. That's just like the government using children to mine gold and diamonds out of African freaking caves and things like that. Like, you'll get the biggest, you would think I just don't get it. But anyways, this is in regards to, again, stealing resources, stealing content, just cultural appropriation, being a thief. Somebody uploading, it's so funny because I watched the wave, like a news story or a news clip will come out and it'll be a week before somebody posts about it. And as soon as somebody posts about it, movie or whatever, then everybody hops on it. Like, everyone's copying. No one has original ideas anymore. Like, there's so many reaction page. And again, it's not about that. It's not about that because, again, to be honest with you, one of the greatest mastery comes from, and this is a well-known quote, hundreds of years old. The best artists are able to steal and turn it into their own stuff. So, you know, it's not about, you know, the reaction videos and all that stuff. You know, I love that stuff. One of my favorite channels, RTTV, The Gang, you know, giving a young man like myself time to enjoy out his day. One of the things I always wanted to do growing up, you know, I used to always sit in class and be like, man, I want to play video games for a living. But people would always make fun and say, nope, you can't do that. But the crazy thing is, I used to whoop so much ass in video games. I used to make so much money off whooping ass in video games. Man, I'm talking about I had grown men lined up at the arcade. See, down here in Florida, we had the Grand Prix, which they turned into Boomers. It's like a world famous arcade. Man, so much Street Fighter, so much Mortal Kombat, so much Tekken. I remember when the Marvel vs. Capcom series first came out, man, I used to have so many people my ages. You know, me being a 12-year-old, running laps around grown-ass men in sports games and things like that. Whatever the case may be. But, you know, circumstances and things like that, you grow apart from it, go through life-changing surgeries that steal your passion away from you, because all you have to look forward to and think about is if you're gonna die, when you're gonna die, and how you're gonna die. Well, it's been 17 years later. I guess I could stop worrying about it so much. If it's gonna come, it's gonna come. I've done everything I pretty much wanted to do, except for a whole lot of traveling. You know, most people don't get a chance to do a whole lot of traveling, so I guess I shouldn't beat myself up. I've had pretty women, I've had alcohol, I've had some marijuana, I've had good food, had great friends and family. And, you know, I get blessed with another 17 years or even more, another 34 years. It wouldn't be ironic at all. It wouldn't be ironic at all. I have half the mind to think that I'm gonna be gifted or cursed with watching everyone that I grew up with and loved pass away before me. Like I should have been dead, but I'm not. And every time something happens to me where I should have died, it doesn't happen. But people around me keep dying though. It's not that I'm cursed, it's just I'm lucky. And you know, it's just random things, like people that I went to school with that went to house parties that I was not at, they get killed, or random car crashes, or, you know, natural, you know, old age or sickness and things like that. You know, I've seen a lot of crazy things in my lifetime. So for me to take time to go through this whole process of self-development, you know, we have to fine-tune ourselves sometimes, you know. Car needs the maintenance. Spirit is driving in this car, man. We gotta keep it well developed, right? Can't believe I'm freaking 34 years old. I can't believe it. I'll be 35 this year. That's even weirder to wrap my head around, man. Take this hat off. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So, you know, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. 22 minutes and 2 seconds. Anytime I see synchronicities, you know, gotta call it out, right? It's like seeing a hot chick. See, that's the crazy part. I look at synchronicities and I get excited at synchronicities more than I get excited about a hot girl. I'll yell out 111 or 1111 before I yell out, hey, you got a fat ass. For what? Trying to figure out what love is. I posted something on Twitter recently saying, at least for me, I'm a man, so I look from love from a woman. A great woman is able to capture the imagination of a man. Let that sink in a little bit. So all you pea fairies out there, that's what they call themselves. You a fairy now, you a pea fairy. Sound like Christina Aguilera. She was a genie in a bottle, talking about she wanted to get rubbed the right way, right? Like Britney Spears, a genie or being a slave. I'm a slave for you, huh? See, these words that we speak over ourselves and these music and these rituals that we have reverberating through the culture. See what happens. Put out music like that, and now what are we dealing with today? You know, the law of attraction. Even with Mike, people would perceive Mike as you know, a hard-ass asshole. You know, people go through their changes and their seasons, but the man at the end of the day is just like everyone else. You cut his arm off, he bleeds red blood. You know, he did a lot of stuff. He punched a lot of teeth out and knocked a lot of eyeballs out of people's heads in his younger years. But he also gave away a lot of stuff, like MC Hammer did, and all these other people leaving cars and cities, and Bobby Browns and all this. But look at Mike now, man. All that stuff he gave away is coming back to him. And how could you explain it? It's the confidence, man. Confidence dictates the future. The solar plexus. Love transcends time. Put yourself in a steady flow of gratitude, making sure you're mindful of yourself so that you're able to, you know, watch these triggers and things like that. These triggers are little windows or keys to help you develop yourself, you know. It's a time and it's a place, again, to be cool, calm, and collected. And it's a time and a place to let it all go. Like at a concert or at a movie theater or something like that. Or watching reaction videos on YouTube. Man. And this is what I like to do. I like to talk and chit chat. It's what I've been doing over the past 10 years of working in the customer service and sales industry, the call center industry. That's all I did was talk to people that I didn't want to talk to. And then it changed. I kind of went into autopilot, and it didn't really bother me as much, especially as I started to get more and more experience, and the easier it became. Speaking and thinking has always been an easy thing for me. It's just public speaking and communicating with people. And working in a call center, it wasn't necessarily public speaking, even though every one of my coworkers around me could hear me. And even funnier, it's like when they hear my regular talking voice, like when I'm just chilling and I'm just walking through the street like this, they hear my regular talking voice. Then they hear my professional voice. The Tony to Anthony voice. Even though my name's Antonio. But, yeah, man, it changed up. Then I have all my coworkers looking around at me. They stand up at their desk looking at me like, wow, he actually talks like that? Yes. The supervisor's like, wow, he actually knows what he's doing. Like, yes. I know y'all used to running into ignorant Negroes, but there's more out there, you know. I'd rather be confident than be depressed. Yeah, man. I remember my kids' mother. She got slick out the mouth one day. Man that's bringing in $3,000, almost $4,000 a month now. She tried to call me depressed. But now she's blowing up my phone and text messaging me every day. And you're on the waiting list, my dear. Now you want me to get you out of something that you put yourself in. Again. Like, now you're tired of being in this situation. Well, if you would have never, then you wouldn't be in this situation. Like, I don't have time for that. You have time for that. I take my dubs on my chest, on my L in my chin, and keep it going. Yeah, man. Just let me know when you hit the milestones. Y'all ladies need some milestones. Y'all be trying to have men tap dance for y'all. Nah, get in the gym and tap dance, baby. Get the tap dancing, baby. Make me feel like I'm gonna be a slave for you. Make me feel like I'm foolish. Don't lie to me, though. But yeah, man. That's it for me today. It was a nice 30-minute walk. Got a little my ish off, you know. Got a little bit of my ish off. Be like that sometimes. There you go. She gonna try to speed up so she could bump into me on the sidewalk. Yeah. I know magic, man. I'm an empath, bro. I'm a psychic. But yeah, we gonna grab us a cold sub. Gonna grab me some money out of the bank, and that's gonna be the rest of our day. You think? Woo! Yeah, the camera always do it. That's your proof right there. You gotta have your proof. What is this? The fourth eye? The fourth dimension? Channeling, eh? Channeling. Got my two eyes. Got my third eye. I got my fourth eye. The eyes in the back of my head. Learn perception and learn perspective. It's more than life than being just an N-word.